Theory and Vector Calculus, final year, 5th semester, 5th paper. Fifth semester, 5th paper. First unit is rings. Before going to know about the rings, we are know about the groups. We are already know what is group. In this group, we are using only one operation plus star. That means multiplication or any one. But coming to the rings, we are using the two binary operations. We know what is group. Group contains closure, associative, identity, and inverse. But coming to the rings, we are using two binary operations, and the algebraic structure is R plus dot. In groups, we are using the only single element or single operation, binary operation algebraic structure. In rings, we are using the two algebraic structure, two binary operations, plus and multiplication. Let R be a non-empty set and plus and dot are the two binary operations on R. Then the algebraic structure R plus dot is said to be a ring. If first one is R plus is an abelian group, that means R is abelian group under multiplication, under addition. That means R satisfies the closure, associative, identity, and inverse. Last one is abelian. Next, second one is odd dot is semigroup. That means odd satisfies the closure and associative under multiplication. And last one is R satisfies the property A dot B plus C equals to A dot B plus A dot C, comma B plus C dot A equals to B dot A plus C dot A for all A comma B comma C belongs to R. Comparing ring and group, in group we are using the one operation, in ring we are using the two binary operations. In group we are satisfying the last closure, associative, identity, and inverse only on particular operation. In rings we are using the two operations plus and dot. That is R plus is an abelian group, R dot is semigroup, and third one is A dot B plus C equals to A dot B plus A dot C comma B plus C dot A equals to B dot A plus C dot A, and that means distributive law satisfies. Okay, best example for rings is integers, rational numbers, real numbers, and complex, and so on. That means we are know about the ring and group. Group contains only one binary operation. In ring we are using the two binary operations. Okay, next one is null ring or zero ring. In null ring we are using the only element, that is zero. That's why we are calling it as zero ring. That is R equals to set of zero. With respect to usable addition and multiplication, we can write it as set of R, bracket open, 0 plus dot, bracket close. Okay, next one is ring with unity. That means already ring containing unity in abelian group. That means ring contain R plus is an abelian group. That means R plus in R plus unity. That means identity satisfies. It is a ring containing an element unity, such as ring is called ring with unity. That means the identity element satisfies in R dot. That means the second point in ring R dot is semigroup. We are adding the identity property also. Best example for ring with unity is Z plus dot, Q plus dot, R plus dot, and C plus dot. Next one is commutative ring. Already ring we know R plus is abelian group, R dot is semigroup, and distributive laws holds. That means R plus already abelian group. That means the commutative law obeys in R dot. The semigroup satisfies the abelian property also. That is A dot B equals to B dot A for all A comma B belongs to R. The best example for commutative ring is integers, rational numbers, real numbers, complex numbers, and even integers, and so on. Next one, basic properties for, we are now discussing about the basic properties of a ring. Observe the theorem in a ring. Prove that the following statements, that is first one is A dot 0 equals to G dot A equals to 0. The second one is A dot minus A equals to minus A into B equals to minus of AB. The third one is minus A into minus B equals to AB, and last one is A into bracket open, B minus C equals to AB minus AC for all A comma B comma C and 0 belongs to R. Observe, we are using these properties in remaining theorems. So first of all, you have to prove first one. A dot 0 equals to 0 dot A equals to 0. We are taking the LHS side, A dot 0. We can write 0 equals to 0 plus 0 because 0 is the identity element. We can add number of times 0 but no chain. So A dot 0 equals to A into 0 plus 0 implies A dot 0 equals to A dot 0 plus A dot 0 because in a ring distributive laws holds. That means A into B plus C equals to AB plus AC. So we can write A into 0 plus 0 equals to A dot 0 plus A dot 0 implies we are adding another identity element in the right side. So because identity element, number of times identity element adds just no change. So implies A dot 0 equals to 0 equals to A dot 0 plus A dot 0 implies 0 equals to A dot 0 because we are using the left cancellation law. 0 equals to A dot 0. Similarly, we can prove that 0 dot A equals to 0. Therefore, A dot 0 equals to 0 dot A equals to 0. We are using this property in the remaining theorem, that is A dot 0 equals to 0 dot A equals to A. The next one is to prove A into minus B equals to minus of AB. So simply we can prove this in this way, A into minus B plus AB equals to 0. Now we are considering the right side. A into minus B plus AB equals to. We are using the distributive property in this common A on both sides. So A into minus B plus B plus B equals to 0 because B is the inverse of minus B and minus B is the inverse of B in R plus abelian group. So minus B plus B equals to 0. A into 0 equals to 0. We are using the first property in this, that is A dot 0 equals to 0 dot A equals to 0. So similarly we can prove that minus A into B equals to minus AB. So the third one is to prove minus AB into minus B equals to AB. So observe carefully, minus A into minus B. We are using the previous property, A into minus B equals to minus of AB. That means minus A into minus B, we are thinking minus A is just A. So remember that we are using the second property in this, minus of minus A into minus dot B. Again, we are applying the second property, minus of minus A into B equals to minus AB. So minus of minus equals to AB. Okay, therefore minus A into minus B equals to AB. Next one, the last one is A into B minus C equals to, we now prove AB minus AC. Considering the A into minus B, we know that R is a ring. So R plus dot ring means R plus is abelian. R dot is semigroup and distributive laws hold. So we are using the distributive property in this. So A into bracket open, we are writing like this way, B plus of bracket open minus C bracket close. So equals to, we are using the distributive property. We know that A into B plus C equals to AB plus AC. So we are applying the distributive property here. A into B plus A into minus C. Again, we are using the second property in this, AB plus minus of AB. From previous statement, we have proved that A into minus B equals to minus AB. So we are applying the formula here, AB plus minus of AC equals to AB minus AC. Therefore, A into B minus C equals to AB minus AC. So what we are using properties, what you know, A dot 0 equals to 0 dot A equals to A and A into minus B equals to minus A into B equals to minus AB. And next one is minus A into minus B equals to AB. And last one is A into B minus C equals to AB minus AC. Next one, observe the theorem. A problem, prove that the set of even integers is a ring with respect to usual addition and multiplication. Observe what we have to prove. Set of even integers. We know that integers represents Z. So even integers means 2Z. So first of all, we have to know how even integers will build. Suppose we are taking the set G equals to set of 2x such that x belongs to G. We now prove that G is a ring with respect to usual addition and multiplication. Observe the proof. To prove 2z plus dot is a ring, we have to prove 2z plus is an abelian group, 2z dot is a semi-group. Distributive laws hold on it. First of all, you have to know all the integers forms the group. Okay, we are using the integers is a group ring in this theorem. Okay, first one is to prove 2z plus is an abelian group. That means we have to prove 2z plus dot is an abelian group. That means we have to prove first 2z plus is abelian. That means we have to prove plus is an closure, associative, identity, inverse and abelian. First of all, you have to prove the closure property. Let 2x comma 2y belongs to 2z, where x comma y belongs to z. Observe that x comma y belongs to z implies x comma y are the closure under z. That means x plus y belongs to z. So consider 2x plus 2y. We are applying the distributive 2x plus 2y, 2 common is 2 into x plus y. Observe that x plus y already belongs to z since z is a ring. So we are writing simply x plus y equals to some z. 2z belongs to 2z. Therefore, 2z is closed. Next one is associative. What we have to prove in associative? 2x comma 2y comma 2z belongs to 2z. For all x comma y comma z belongs to z, we now prove that 2x plus 2y plus 2z equals to 2x plus 2y plus 2z. Now consider in the LHS side, 2x plus 2y plus 2z equals to, observe, we are applying in this distributive associative laws. We are commoning in the bracket 2x plus 2 common is say 2 into y plus z. Again, we are commoning the 2 on the whole equation, 2 into x plus y plus z. We know that x comma y comma z are the elements in capital Z, that means integers. Capital Z is a ring, that means Z plus is an abelian group. So associative law satisfied in Z. So we are taking 2 into x plus y plus z equals to x plus y plus z equals to 2 into x plus y plus 2z. That means 2x plus 2y plus 2z. Therefore, LHS equals to RHS. Therefore, LHS equals to RHS. After completing the associative property, we are going to the existence of identity. Clearly, identity element 0 exists in, we know that Z is a already ring. So, identity element 0 is exist in Z. Since 2 into 0 belongs to 2Z, that means 2x belongs to 2Z. There exists 2 into 0 belongs to 2Z, such that 2x plus 2 into 0 equals to 2 into bracket open chesi distributive property of which asnamu 2 into x plus 0 equals to 2x implies 2x plus 2 into 0 equals to 2x. Similarly, we can prove that 2x plus 2 into 0 equals to 2 into 0 plus 2x equals to 0 for all x belongs to Z. Observation ikkada already we are taking as Z is a ring. Therefore, for all x belongs to Z, there exists 0 belongs to Z such that x plus 0 equals to 0 plus x equals to x. That means we are taking 2 into x belongs to 2Z for all x belongs to Z. That means 2 into 0 belongs to 2Z for all 2 into 0 belongs to 2Z such that 2x plus 2 into 0 equals to 2 into x plus 0 equals to 2x. Similarly, we can prove that left hand side also. Therefore, 2x plus 20 equals to 20 plus 2x equals to 2x. That means existence of identity exists in 2z plus. Next one is after completing the identity, we are going to existence of inverse. We know that inverse property obey in this way. For all x belongs to z, there exists minus x belongs to z such that x plus minus x equals to minus x plus x equals to 0, that equals to identity element. Now we are taking letter 2x belongs to 2z for all x belongs to z. Then there exists minus 2x equals to 2 into minus x belongs to 2z for all x belongs to z. Therefore, every element of 2z is invertible. Therefore,
G plus is invertible. Next one is commutative. Let 2x comma 2y belongs to 2z. We now prove that 2x plus 2y equals to 2y plus 2x. Already we know that x plus y equals to y plus x. For all x comma y belongs to z, since z is a ring, therefore we are using this property here. Consider the LHS 2x plus 2y. We are taking 2 is common. By distributive law, 2 into x plus y equals to 2 into y plus x. Since x comma y belongs to z implies z is commutative. That means x plus y equals to x plus y plus x. So we are multiplying 2. So 2y plus 2x. Therefore 2x plus 2y equals to 2y plus 2x. For all x comma y belongs to z and 2x plus 2y belongs to 2z. Therefore 2z plus is commutative. Therefore 2z plus is an abelian group. After completing the abelian proof, we now prove that the second one is 2z is semi-group. Semi-group, first we are considering closure property. Closure, we now prove that 2x comma 2y belongs to 2z. For all x comma y belongs to z, we consider 2x dot 2y equals to 4xy. So 2 common 3 and 2 into 2x y belongs to 2z. So therefore 2z dot is closed. After coming the closure, now we are completing the associative. Let 2x comma 2y comma 2z belongs to capital 2z. For all x comma y comma z belongs to z. Now consider LH. Now we have to prove that 2x into 2y 2z equals to 2x 2y into 2z. Now we are considering the LHS. 2x into 2y 2z equals to 2x into, just we are multiplying here, 2x into 4yz equals to 8xyz. Consider after completing the LHS, we are considering the RHS also. 2x into 2y into 2z equals to 4xy into 2z equals to 8xyz. Therefore LHS equals to RHS. Therefore 2x into 2y 2z equals to 2x 2y into 2z. Therefore 2z dot is associative. 2z dot is closure and associative. Therefore 2z dot is semi-group. The last one is we have now proved that distributive laws, that is let x 2x comma 2y comma 2z belongs to 2 capital 2z. For all x comma y comma z belongs to z, we now prove that 2x into 2y plus 2z equals to 2x 2y plus 2x 2z. Now consider the LHS. 2x into 2y plus 2z equals to 2x into, just we are commoning 2 on both sides, 2 into y plus z. Next multiplying with 2, 4x into yz equals to 4 into xy plus xz equals to 4xy plus 4xz. Now just multiplying 2x into 2y plus 2x into 2z. Therefore distributive laws hold in 2z. Therefore hence 2z plus dot is a ring. Okay students, next we are going to the another definition, Boolean ring. First of all, we know about the Boolean ring already. You know in groups we know the idempotent element. What is idempotent element? For a square equals to a, for a belongs to G, then A is the idempotent element of the group G. Observe that in this Boolean ring, just we are taking the all the elements in ring, that is A square equals to A for all A belongs to R. That means in ring we are taking the all the elements powers are equals to the same element. But coming to the idempotent element, only such element, which elements are A power equals to same element, then that type of elements is called idempotent elements. Now we are discussing about the Boolean ring. A ring R is said to be a Boolean ring if A square equals to A. For R, for all A belongs to R, then R is called the Boolean ring. The best example of Boolean ring is 0 square equals to 0. Since 0 square equals to 0, a ring is Boolean ring. A 0 ring is Boolean ring since 0 square equals to 0. Next, we are discussing the theorem. In a Boolean ring R, prove that the following properties. First one is A plus A equals to 0. The second one is A plus B equals to 0 implies A equals to B. The last one is it is commutative, that is AB equals to BA for all A comma B belongs to R. Next proof, given what we are given, R plus dot is a Boolean ring. That means for all elements in the ring R, its power equals to the same element. That is A square equals to A for all A belongs to R. The first property, we are now proving the first property, that is A plus A equals to 0. Now considering for A belongs to R, then A plus A belongs to R. Since R is a ring, that means R plus is an abelian group. That means R plus satisfies the closure law for A belongs to R, implies A plus A belongs to R. Now A plus A belongs to R means A plus A whole square belongs to A plus A whole square equals to A plus A. Since R is a Boolean ring, its power equals to the same element. Therefore, A plus A whole square equals to A plus A. That means A plus A into A plus A equals to A plus A. Just we are multiplying here. A into A plus A plus A into A plus A equals to A plus A. By distributive law, A into A plus A into A plus A into A plus A into A equals to A plus A. That means A square plus A square plus A square equals to A plus A. We are already know A belongs to R implies A square equals to A implies A square equals to A plus A plus A plus A equals to A plus A. So we are cancelling that A plus A plus A plus A equals to A plus A plus 0. 0 is the identity element. So we are add how many times? No, don't bother about that. So that means identity element plus any element equals to same element. Therefore, A plus 0 equals to A plus A. So implies A plus A equals to 0 by left cancellation law. Therefore, A plus A equals to 0. We are using this property in the next stage. So we now prove that the second one is A plus B equals to 0 implies A equals to B. Considering A plus B equals to 0 implies A plus B equals to A plus A. By above condition 1, A plus A equals to 0 implies B equals to A by left cancellation law. That means A equals to B. The last one is we now prove that it is commutative. That is AB equals to BA for all A comma B belongs to R. Okay, let A comma B belongs to R implies A plus B belongs to R. A plus B belongs to R implies A plus B whole square equals to A plus B. So implies by we are multiplying just A plus B into A plus B equals to A plus B. So we now using the distributive property A into A plus B equals to B into A plus B equals to A plus B. Implies A into A plus A into B plus B into A plus B into B equals to A plus B. Implies A square plus AB plus BA plus B square equals to A plus B. Implies A plus AB plus BA plus B equals to A plus B. Since A comma B belongs to R implies A square equals to A comma B square equals to B. By left and right cancellation law, AB plus BA equals to 0. That means implies by condition 2, AB equals to BA. Therefore, every Boolean ring is commutative. Okay. What we have discussed, we are using these properties in the remaining problems and theorems. What is that? If R is a Boolean ring, A plus A equals to 0. And second one is A plus B equals to 0 and plus A equals to B. And the last one is if it is commutative. And R is commutative if it is Boolean ring. Okay, students. Next definition is zero divisors of a ring. Listen carefully. Already R is a ring we are considering, and two non-zero elements of a ring R is said to be a zero divisors. Two non-zero elements of a ring R is said to be a zero divisor or divisors of 0. If AB equals to 0, where 0 is a zero element in R, that is for A not equals to 0, comma B not equals to 0, then AB equals to 0. Implies AB are zero divisors. We are taking the ring, in this we are taking the two non-zero elements. If the product is 0, implies A not equals to 0, comma B not equals to 0. The two elements are not equals to 0, but the product is equals to 0, then that type of elements is called the zero divisors or non-zero elements of a ring. Zero divisors are divisors of 0. Next one is without zero divisors or non-zero divisors. Again, we are considering the two non-zero divisors. If AB equals to 0 implies either A equals to 0 or B equals to 0 for all A comma B belongs to R. What I am saying? A ring R is said to have no zero divisors. If AB equals to 0 implies either A equals to 0 or B equals to 0 for all A comma B belongs to R. Otherwise, we are writing this way also. AB not equals to 0 implies either A not equals to 0 or B not equals to A not equals to 0 or B not equals to 0. For zero divisors, for example, for zero divisors in a ring Z6, the total elements in Z6 are 6, but we are not taking 6. We are taking 0 to 5. So we know that 2 bar into 3 bar equals to 0, comma 3 bar into 4 bar equals to 0. Therefore, 2, comma 3, comma 4 are the zero divisors of Z6. So without zero divisors, the following example for without zero divisors are no zero divisor, having no zero divisors, integers, rational numbers, real numbers, complex numbers, and even numbers. Next one is cancellation laws. In a ring R, for A comma B comma C belongs to R and A not equals to 0, if AB equals to AC implies B equals to C is called the left cancellation law, and A not equals to 0, BA equals to CA implies B equals to C is called the right cancellation law. The above two laws are called the cancellation law. In a ring R, for A comma B comma C belongs to R, what we are saying, A not equals to 0 and we are taking AB equals to AC implies B equals to C, we are called left cancellation law, and A not equals to 0, BA equals to CA implies B equals to C is called the right cancellation law. These both, the two laws are called the cancellation laws. Next theorem is a ring R as without zero divisors if and only if cancellation laws hold in R. Before going to the proof, what we are given to the statement, a ring R as without zero divisors if and only if cancellation laws hold in R. That means if a ring is without zero divisors, we now prove cancellation laws hold in R. And on the other side, a ring as cancellation laws hold, we now prove that without zero divisors hold in R. Okay, suppose R has without zero divisors. That is, AB equals to 0 implies A equals to 0 or B equals to 0 for all A comma B belongs to R. We now prove that cancellation laws hold in R. That is what we have to prove. A not equals to 0 and AB equals to AC implies we now prove that B equals to C. Similarly, we can prove that A not equals to 0 implies BA equals to CA implies B equals to C. Okay. Student, we now go to prove cancellation laws hold in R. Now we are considering A not equals to 0 and AB equals to AC. Implies taking AC in this side implies AB minus AC equals to 0. By distributive law, taking the point A is common, A into B minus C equals to 0 implies A equals to 0 or B minus C equals to 0. Since we are taking R as without zero divisors, that means AB equals to 0 implies either A equals to 0 or B equals to 0. That means A equals to 0 or B minus C equals to 0. Implies A equals to 0 or B equals to 0. But we are taking A not equals to 0 implies B equals to 0. Therefore, AB equals to AC implies B equals to C for all A comma B belongs to R. Therefore, cancellation laws hold in R. Now we are taking conversely, suppose that cancellation laws hold in R. We have to prove that R has without zero divisors. That is, A comma B belongs to R. We now prove that AB equals to 0 implies either A equals to 0 or B equals to 0. If possible, suppose that R has without zero divisors. That means A not equals to 0, comma B not equals to 0, then AB equals to 0. Now we are considering that A not equals to 0 and AB equals to 0 implies AB equals to A into 0. So 0 to N multiply chesna same 0 value ostadi kabatti, therefore A into 0 equals to 0. So now we are applying here. In place of 0, we are taking A into 0. Next, implies AB minus A into 0 equals to 0. By distributive law, A into B minus C equals to 0. implies A equals to 0 or B minus C equals to 0. Implies A equals to 0 or B equals to 0. Implies B equals to 0. Since A not equals to 0, which is a contradiction. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, R has without 0 divisors. Therefore, every ring has without 0 divisors if and only if cancellation laws hold in. Next definition is integral domain. One of the most important definition in unit. Let a ring R plus dot is said to be an integral domain if it has commutative and it has without 0 divisors. That means a ring R is said to be an integral domain. It satisfies the properties. What is that? It is commutative. That means AB equals to BA for all A comma B belongs to R. The second one is it has without 0 divisors. That is AB equals to 0 implies either A equals to 0 or B equals to 0. Next one is Churnama. They explain ring R is an integral domain if AB equals to BA for all A comma B belongs to R. For all A comma B belongs to R. And next one is AB equals to 0 implies either A equals to 0 or B equals to 0 for all A comma B belongs to R. The best example for integral domain is integers, rational numbers, real numbers, complex and even integers. Next theorem, a commutative ring R is an integral domain if and only if cancellation laws hold in. Listen the statements once again. A commutative ring R, that means R is a ring with commutative, is an integral domain if and only if cancellation laws hold in R. Always observe that a ring R is an integral domain. That is AB equals to BA. First of all, we are taking R is an integral domain. That is AB equals to BA for all A comma B belongs to R. Implies R is commutative and AB equals to 0 implies either A equals to 0 or B equals to 0 for all A comma B belongs to R. We now prove that. What we have to prove that R has cancellation laws hold in R. That means what we now prove that A not equals to 0 and AB equals to AC implies B equals to C. Now we are considering A not equals to 0 and AB equals to AC implies AB minus AC equals to 0. Now by distributive law we are taking A as common. A into B minus C equals to 0. Already we are taking that integral domain, so without 0 divisors property satisfies, implies A equals to 0 or B minus C equals to 0. Already we are taking A not equals to 0, that means B equals to 0. Therefore, AB equals to AC implies B equals to C. Similarly, we can prove that A not equals to 0, BA equals to CA implies B equals to C. Therefore, cancellation laws hold in R. So we are now conversely assume that cancellation laws hold in R. We have to prove that R is an integral domain. Observe that's already given in the statement or already I have commutative. So it is enough to prove that R has without 0 divisors. If possible, suppose that R has no 0 divisors. That is A not equals to 0, comma B not equals to 0 implies AB equals to 0. Now we are considering A not equals to 0 and AB equals to 0. Implies AB equals to A into 0. Implies AB minus AC equals to 0. Implies A into B minus C equals to 0. Implies B equals to 0, which is a contradiction. Since we are taking A not equals to 0 and B not equals to 0, therefore our assumption is wrong. Hence R has without 0 divisors. Hence proved. Therefore, every commutative ring is an integral domain if and only if it satisfies the cancellation laws. Next definition is ring. Division ring or skew field. Already we are discussing no 0 divisors and integral domain. Now we are discussing about the division ring. It is also called as skew field. A ring R at least 2 elements is said to be a division ring. A ring R is said to be a division ring. It contains at least 2 elements if it satisfies the following properties. First one is it has unity, that is 1 belongs to R. That means R is a ring in or dot identity element exists. The second one is every non-zero element of R is invertible. That is, A belongs to R, there exists A inverse belongs to R such that A into A inverse equals to A inverse into A equals to 1, where A not equals to 0. The best example for division ring or skew field is rational numbers, real numbers and complex numbers. Observe that a division ring satisfies two properties. First one is ring, it has unity, and second one is it is invertible. Observe that 2z plus dot is not a division ring because unity does not exist in 2z. So z multiple in 2z, all the multiples are multiplied with 2. Therefore, there is no identity element 1, no unity element 1. Therefore, 2z plus is not a division ring. Next one is z plus dot is also not a division ring since multiplicative inverse does not exist in z. Observe that next one is field. A field is satisfies all the division ring properties, and the additional one is it is commutative. Okay, let us start. A ring F is with at least 2 elements is said to be a field. A ring F with at least 2 elements is said to be a field if it is commutative, it has unity, every non-zero element is invertible. Observe that a ring F with at least 2 elements is said to be field if it is commutative, it has unity, every non-zero element is invertible. Best example for field is rational, real and complex numbers. Now next theorem is a field has no zero divisors. Chala important theorem, amma. A field has no zero divisors. It is also written as a field has without zero divisors. What are the things given in the statement? A field has no zero divisors. What is field? Let F plus dot be a field. That is F has commutative. That is AB equals to BA for all A comma B belongs to F. Next, second one is F has unity. That is 1 belongs to F. That is A into 1 equals to 1 into A equals to A. Simply we can say that F dot identity exists in F dot. Now, the third one is every non-zero element is invertible. That is for A not equals to 0 belongs to F. There exists A inverse belongs to F such that A into A inverse equals to A inverse into A equals to 1. What we have to prove? That a ring, a field has no zero divisors. So observe that we now prove that F has without zero divisors. That is AB equals to 0 implies either A equals to 0 or B equals to 0. Suppose we consider A not equals to 0 and AB equals to 0. Implies every non-zero element in F is invertible since F is a field. Therefore, A not equals to 0 belongs to F implies A inverse belongs to F such that A into A inverse equals to A inverse into A equals to 1 implies AB equals to 0 implies A inverse into AB equals to A inverse into 0. By associative law, A inverse into A into B equals to 0 implies 1 into B equals to 0 since A not equals to 0 belongs to F. Therefore, every non-zero element in F is invertible implies A into A inverse equals to A inverse into A equals to 1. They implies 1 into B equals to 0 implies B equals to 0. That is for A not equals to 0 comma AB equals to 0 implies B equals to 0. Similarly, we can prove that B not equals to 0 comma AB equals to 0 implies A equals to 0. Therefore, a field has no zero divisors or without zero divisors. The next theorem is a division ring has no zero divisors. As same as above theorem, just we are changing the field in place, division ring. So the same theorem applicable in here also. Let R plus dot be a division ring. So division ring satisfies the two properties. What is that? F has unity and every non-zero element is invertible. That is 1 belongs to R implies A into 1 equals to 1 into A equals to A. The second one is A not equals to 0 belongs to R implies there exists A inverse belongs to R such that A into A inverse equals to A inverse into A equals to 1. So what we now prove that R has without zero divisor, the same process in the field we are applying in the theorem also, the same process. A not equals to 0 belongs to R and AB equals to 0 equals to 0 we are considering here. A not equals to 0 belongs to R implies every non-zero element in R is invertible. So multiplying A inverse on both sides and applying the same process, we will get the remaining answer. Therefore, every division ring has no zero divisors, hence proved.